and this is going to make the biggest difference in your elevator pitch. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, the best place to build your tech career and have fun along the way. I'm Liz, and today I'm super excited to share with you how to create an elevator pitch for students. So maybe you're a student and you are going to go to a career fair for the first time and you want to know how to pitch yourself to a company. Well, I'm going to go through 5 easy steps to help you be concise and effective in your 60-second or less pitch. And so maybe you just want to know how to survive that question at the beginning of an interview, which is, tell me about yourself. That is what we do here. We try to develop your career and make it the best for you. And if you're new here, I'm Liz. I was a double major in math and computer science, and now I am studying computer science in a PhD program, and I am looking for jobs and internships this summer. So this pitch is helping me as well. And on Tuesdays, I upload lifestyle and makeup videos, and on Fridays, I upload computer science, technology, and career development content. So if you like what you see, please subscribe and comment on this video. And with that, let's get into the elevator pitch. So to give you a little bit of context about an elevator pitch, the term elevator pitch comes from the idea that if you just met someone, a CEO, maybe Bill Gates, who knows, and you were in an elevator with them, would you be able to, make small talk, but also be able to sell yourself in a concise and effective way and possibly make a very valuable connection, because you'll never know who you'll meet in an elevator. So that's kind of the idea behind it, just being able to pitch yourself or maybe your business, your idea, your company in a way that is very engaging and exciting and makes it seem worthwhile to whoever you're pitching it to. And so with that, last semester I took an entrepreneurship course, and I and my team, I was in a group of awesome students, and we had to pitch a make-believe company to the class. So that was my first little dipping my toes into the pitch world. So now that we've discussed the term elevator pitch, let's get right into the 5 steps you need to know to make your elevator pitch fantastic. Step 1 is to write your introduction, which should include your name and credibility. So I start off mine with, hi, I was a double major in computer science and math. You can state which university you went to. You can state if you have certifications. You can also state skills. So don't worry if you don't have a degree, it's okay. Maybe you've done work with Microsoft Excel. Maybe you've gotten certifications through a company or a business that you've worked for. I've previously worked as a gymnastics coach, and one of the certifications I had from just being with that organization was CPR certification. So you want to say your name, introduce yourself, and you want to say your credentials, and that is a good starter for the context for the rest of the pitch. Step number 2 is to state explicitly what you are looking to do and what your goals are. For me, my sentence was, I am looking for a rewarding internship for the summer of 2021 and then I listed the areas I wanted to work in. You can list if you wanted to work in specific states or cities, or if you wanted to work remotely. That's a big one. I know if you're looking for long-term jobs, then the location might matter more. Now for me, as an internship, this summer I'll probably be fine with some remote options, but if I work remotely for a company that's far away from me, but I know I want to work there long-term, then that would be a factor in deciding. So it's good to be explicit, and if you're open to changing your location, you can always have that in the sentence, like, I'm looking for a rewarding internship and I'm flexible with location, flexible with hours, and you can say, like, I'm looking for a full-time internship, I'm looking for a paid internship. Everybody's needs are different. Like, if you need something to be paid, then write that in the email, or write that and have that ready in your mind to practice for when you are pitching yourself to a company. For your goals, you might want to say something that you're looking to get out of what you're pitching. So I'm pitching an internship. What am I looking for to get out of the internship? Well, I said that the areas that I was interested in include data science, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, a job that codes with Python, and perhaps mobile app development. Those are the areas that I think I would love to have an internship. And that's a lot of areas, but also when I send this email, this pitch email to my career counselor or my advisors, they can say, oh wait, okay, you know, if you only give one thing, then they might not know somebody in that one thing. But if you give them a few different things, the likelihood that they'll know a connection that might have a job for that is higher. So I'm always trying to increase the options that I have. So I suggest if if your heart's set on one thing, that's great, and go and do your research and see if you can find the jobs and opportunities that fit that interest for sure. But also, if you're more flexible but still specific in your email, then your career counselor and different companies and different connections, maybe alumni that you meet, they can see those key terms and think to themselves, oh, okay, like I know this business. Is there anyone in data science in this company? Is there anyone in mobile app development for this company? And then they can direct my email to that person. And so it's very effective for, okay, you stated explicitly what you're looking to do and your goals, and so now there's no confusion on trying to help you get the right fit for your future job. Because the worst thing is, someone sends their resume to the career counselor and they're like, okay, I know that you've done a bunch of different things on your resume, but what do you want to do with it? It's really good to think what you want to do with it and articulate that in your email, in your pitch, and so you have that ready and people will direct you in the right way. Step number 3 is to mention what you have been already doing to achieve your goals. So for me, I'm currently a student. I'm doing research with bioinformatics, and so I'm studying which genes may lead to major depressive disorder, and so I could include that in my pitch just so that people know that I am actively working to pursue this. Now, if you don't have enough time, you don't have to include this snippet, especially because when I send this pitch off in an email form, I include my resume in the email so that way people can say, oh yeah, no, what she's done is listed on the resume. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the body of the email. To explain this a little better, say I'm trying to find a job as a cybersecurity analyst. Now, my degrees are in computer science and math, but not specifically cybersecurity. However, I can mention different courses that I'm taking that are relevant to cybersecurity, and I can tell them what I'm doing actively in my spare time to better my skills for that job. So even if you don't have a credential yet or a degree yet, it doesn't mean you won't be hired by the company, but they do want to see that if this is something you're interested in, if this is something that you want a job in, that you are actively doing what you can to prepare for a role in that position. Keep in mind that step number 3 is more critical if you don't have your resume on hand ready to give to whoever you're pitching to, or if you don't have it ready to be emailed. But if you want to know a few ways to improve your resume, I do have a video on how to write a winning resume, so I suggest you check that out. I go over, from start to finish how I structure my resume, and it's led me to some really awesome software engineering positions, so I highly recommend you check that out, and as well as my other career development, computer science, college advice videos. But yeah, so keep in mind you may want to articulate what you have been doing to try to achieve your goals in your elevator pitch. Step number 4 is extremely important, and this is going to make the biggest difference in your elevator pitch. Step number 4 is to write a call to action. So for me, this was a question. This is, do you know anyone who can connect me with an opportunity to explore my interests further? So I did steps 1, 2, and 3, and I listed, the areas that I wanted to explore in an internship. And so my call to action was the question, can you connect me with someone who will give me an opportunity to explore my interests? Can you connect me to a company to explore one of these interests? Can you connect me to a job that will qualify any of these interests? That was my call to action. With that, your call to action might be different. Maybe your call to action is a connection, like, hey, I heard you worked for so-and-so company. Can you give me the contact information for the recruiters? Can you give me a link to the application? Or sometimes if you saw someone on LinkedIn, you can always reach out to them and give them your elevator pitch and say, hey, when I was applying, they asked for a reference from the company. Can I list you as a reference? These are different calls to actions that you want to include. And in my case, I've been writing these emails and sending them out. And so I believe in bolding and highlighting. Now, if you are scared of those things, it's okay. And for these emails, I don't really highlight, but I always bold the call to action so that even if they don't read anything, they can see the big important thing from the email. It draws their eye and they can say, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do with this email. So the call to action is going to make the biggest difference for you, even if it's just, hey, I'm interested in these opportunities. Do you know anyone that I could connect with that would have a position available? Or is there anyone that you've met that has experience in these interests? So with that, step number 4 is crucial. And lastly, step number 5, which is the easiest step, is to say thank you. At the very end of your email or your elevator pitch, it's always important to say thank you, I appreciate your guidance, I appreciate your time, something like that, because it shows that you care, that that person took an interest in you, that they offered you their time to help you. Even if nothing comes of it, it's good, manners, it's good practice, because those are the things that people subconsciously, respond to and appreciate. So even though it might not seem like a big deal to say thank you, it can mean a huge difference, especially if, there's 2 different applicants and they have the same credentials or whatever. If one of them's nice and well-mannered, that might put them, ahead of the other applicant. So it's really important to close everything with a thank you, sincere gratitude, and that will conclude your successful elevator pitch. That concludes this video on how to write an effective elevator pitch. I hope this helps you guys out, whether you're in an interview, you're at a career fair, you meet someone random, or you're just trying to reach out to people, like people that you've met through work or through school. I've done this for professors that I've known that are teaching courses that I want to try to get internships in, so I'll send them an email and oftentimes they'll have connections. So it's an important skill to be able to, sell yourself, whether it be in an email or in person. And I always practice this elevator pitch right before I, go into a career fair or an interview. And I think last week I actually did go to a career fair. So this helped me out a lot because, thankfully it was virtual. So I had my little elevator pitch already up there. So if I freaked out, I could, read off of it. But it was good to write it out and feel a little bit better going into that. So with that, thank you guys for watching. Next Friday will be a video on artificial intelligence. I'm mixing it up because I am just so excited that I'm in my artificial intelligence course. And on Tuesday, I will be bringing you another makeup related video that I'm super excited about. So stay tuned for that. I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead, and I will see you very soon.